Hi, this is screencast for Devops project pipeline. First, let us start with first milestone, build. In this milestone, we used Jenkins for build management and we created a post commit hook to trigger the build whenever the changes have been committed. This is our Jenkins configuration. We have 3 jobs, one for dev, one for testing and the other one for production. Whenever build fails, it has been configured to send emails to appropriate persons. Next, let us see test and analysis milestone. We used Apache Commons Collection project for this milestone. Apache Commons Collections uses Maven for project management. So to run unit tests, we have configured it in Jenkins accordingly. We used Kobertura Jenkins plugin to generate the code coverage report. And we can see the initial coverage report, which is about 83%. We used CodePro, which is an Eclipse plugin to auto-generate test cases to increase the code coverage. Next, here we can see that increased code coverage, which is about 85%. Next, we used FindBugs Jenkins plugin for the code analysis. If the code coverage is below certain threshold, the build fails. Pre-commit hook has been configured to check for the presence of SSH keys, and if any of them are present, commit will be rejected. Milestone 3, deployment. For this milestone, we used simple Node.js application. As part of this milestone, we created Ansible playbook for setting up the deployment environment, like installing dependent packages. Configured Jenkins for deploying the latest changes to EC2 instances. Implemented feature flags to enable disable features on the fly without the necessity of redeploying the application. Memory load and CPU usage are being monitored, and whenever they exceed a particular threshold, email will be sent to appropriate persons. We have set up a separate Jenkins job to do the canary release, and we are routing about 1/3 of the traffic to canary instance. In special milestone, we added active deploy and conformity monkey components to build pipeline. Active deploy. In active deploy, we can roll out new changes to the application without any downtime. Currently, our application has 3 nodes. One is proxy and the other 2 are actual instances. Proxy routes traffic between these 2 nodes evenly. With active deploy, whenever a git push happens, we can spawn 2 new AWS instances and deploy the latest changes. Afterwards, proxy will be updated to route the traffic to these 2 instances, and the earlier nodes will be shut down. Now let's have a look at demo. Currently, as we can see, these 3 instances are running. Now I am hitting the proxy server, and this is our basic application which we deployed. Once we modify the application, we can run active deploy script which provisions 2 new instances from AWS and deploys our latest instances. Once we refresh, we can see that new instances are getting created. Now production environment will be set up in the instances using Ansible playbook. After Ansible script has been executed, proxy will be refreshed to use the latest URLs. Now we can see the latest changes to the application. Moving on to Conformity Monkey. Conformity Monkey is a service which looks for instances that are not conforming to predefined rules for the best practices. For our implementation, we have configured Conformity Monkey to look for the security rule which allows HTTP requests. If such a rule is not configured, we will not be able to access our web application in AWS instance. Let's have a look at demo. Let's run conformity monkey. It's monitoring instances. We can see that security configurations of the instances are good. Now let's go and change the security group settings. Let's edit inbound rule and let's delete HTTP. We can now see that it's throwing an error saying production instance is not allowing HTTP requests, and it sends mail to concerned persons. Thank you.